like 10 seconds, and then for about 20-ish minutes at about 20 minutes ago. Because I was going to come out here while it was still light because the rain had stopped. And so now obviously I have light and power, but I was going to have enough light in here to just train since I'm just doing, well, it wouldn't really matter what as long as I have light. But I'm going to try to train relatively fast because it's supposed to storm again based on what the radar looked like in about 2 hours. And if it's anything like the storm that just came, could knock out the power. And while the first two were quite brief, I don't want to be out here and the power go out. It just gets very dark, very, very dark. So we're going to avoid that by getting our training done before that. Now, part of me, I guess I have a justifiable excuse why I waited until about 8 o'clock to come out here, because I saw the storm was happening, and I actually got a text from the energy company saying that like there could be power outages. So it's supposed to be, and it was extremely windy, so they weren't capping. But what's up, Tech? Well, I mean, my wind is gonna be a little different than yours because we're on different sides of the world. But I don't know miles per hour or whatever it got up to, but it was blowing crap down the street and stuff, and messed up the power a little bit. But I was relatively ready to train about 6 o'clock, but I didn't want to come out here while it was storming, which I'm glad I didn't because the power went out. And the times between it going out weren't that long, so I wouldn't have probably been able to finish training. Wellington. The windiest. Well, I'm sure then your infrastructure is built better to handle windiness. Ours were just from the thunderstorm, so it was like, you know, big gusts. I don't know how windy or not the typical climate is, but obviously when it's storming, typical rules don't apply. But the plan today is snatch balances, front squat plus jerk, front squat, and snatch pulls. It's quite a lot of positional and strength work, so let's see how all that goes. Make sure I have all that. Oh, it was both. Yeah, it was like, for like 10 minutes, it was like hurricane weather. The wind was much more of the problem because it knocked out the power. I don't think it rained enough for that. But yeah, it was raining a lot too. Blowing sideways. But what's nice too is I put a bunch of insulation on this outside part of the wall because I've noticed that there would be moisture that would come in here, and honestly it's not. Like down there it feels a tiny bit, but I would see it up on this wood here where the moisture would get in a good amount, and that's been non-existent. And especially with how hard it just rained, I would have, if it was going to happen, today would have been the day. But it's been good for a while, so thankfully, because I think what happens, I mean, this is not a perfect environment for keeping moisture out, but moisture will get in, condensation and stuff under the platform, and then, you know, just lifting in here will just knock the cement up underneath, which is not ideal. But thankfully, I mean, like the rain's just about stopped. I think it's supposed to storm again at about 10 o'clock. At least 10:30. That's about what the radar looked like. So if it does do that, I will hopefully be inside by that point, and I don't technically need to do anything tonight, but I would like to, have, I would like to, the gift of electricity, if if it would please Mother Nature. I didn't have a choice today, Daniel, though. It was storming, so I had to wait for the storm to pass. Power went out at like 6, and then again here about 30 minutes ago. The second time I thought it was like gonna be out for a while because it didn't come. First time it like flickered off and then came back on in like 30 seconds. But the second time it like stayed off for a couple minutes. I was like, it's gonna be another one of those days, like something blew over. But it flicked right back on before I came out here because I was gonna just have natural natural light. I was like, I'm gonna have to really train fast because it's not storming, so I can have the doors open. But I like couldn't come out, even though it was relatively light out. Obviously, you can see it's kind of rainy outside. But I was like balancing this, like I gotta go out and train, and then I was actually ready to come out here. I was gonna flick the switch on and just come out here and start training. But then the power flipped right back on before I came out here. I saw on the radar it's supposed to rain like 10:30, and I don't know if it's gonna be stormy weather, how it was just now, really windy and rainy. But also don't want to be out here when it's doing that. 'Cause believe it or not, even though I have to walk 10 feet, I don't want to walk in a hurricane. No, like at Europeans or whatever. What number did he hit? I will say I did spend some time looking up various drug positives, various sanction lifters. Daniel, you're good at speaking kilos. 490, 496. That's 225. He's done 230 at the Mungdesleys, I thought. Speak to me in kilos. But I feel like he's done that multiple times. I don't think that's a new thing that he's done, unless they just had a competition. I'll have to. No, I didn't see that, and I don't follow as many weightlifting stuff as I did before, but I follow like foot grip and stuff. So, I mean, if that just happened, I wouldn't have seen it because I hadn't been on. I just didn't have power, but I also was watching YouTube. I was watching some police cam. I think it was Code Blue. But the plan today: snatch balance, front squat plus jerk, the AI Overlord. It's a 2+1, but I might do 2+2. And the percentage, or I guess the weight, will be about 120 for that. And then the snatch balance, similar as the snatches yesterday, and the push press. So 226 would be 498. 496 is 225. Because 227 is like right at 500. Unless my math is off. But I believe 227 is like slightly over 500 pounds. And then 225 is like 495 or 6. It's not like a precise measurement. No, because 496 would be 225 because 220 is like right at 485. You add 11 pounds because we're going at 5 kilos to 225. So it's about 498 or 7, something between the two. Because when you said 496, that's 225, and that's what he's done before. So 226 would make sense for him to do that since he's done 120 or 225 before. But I'm just glad, all these guys have to take all these drugs to get strong. I'm glad he's able to do it el natural. Everyone's when they're 14 just gets so absurdly strong just forever and ages super fast. I'm just glad he didn't need to stoop down to the level that every single other lifter who's ever lifted the weight that he just did had to stoop to. He did it with just eating sausage and whatever random things that he needs to consume. Eggs. Eats a lot of eggs. It's probably what it is. He just works harder than every single other person of all time. I'm glad. Whoa, 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 whoa. That guy did. But Carlos is probably a vegan at this point. He's so naturally shocking. He's alrighty. He doesn't need to take those steroids like everyone else, and all of lifting history is needed to reach those numbers. To me, honestly, the more interesting thing, even more so than the actual numbers that he's lifting, is the kind of political background of him being able to do those numbers, in the sense that he's clearly just like full blast. Like there's no like he's full gas ahead. And it's interesting to me to think about how he is able to do that if they're just paying bribes, if there is just like, hey, you're not going to be tested one, there's a time frame that they're communicated with. Um, my feeling is that it's a combination of things to where they probably pay bribes like they had done in the past. But what I'm envisioning is probably likely as well is that the bribes aren't, you're not getting drug tested. The bribe is you're maybe getting less of them, or you get a notification ahead of it. Or if it's like, hey, you're 2 months out, you're not getting drug tested until you're at the competition, and maybe you won't, but like that's your next test you have to pass, and just manipulating the stuff that he's taking there, because like to me, it's the funny idea. And there was some I remember commenting something with once all the Kazakhstan lifters came back, and it was Artem, and he did like 220 for a couple easy singles in the training hall, and I commented, it's like I was kind of thinking out loud in my comment saying, I wonder if they're just allowing them, if they didn't make their payments and that's why they all got popped for SARMs at the same time, and then we're all allowed back because the payments started back up again, or like kind of just like theorizing. Well, I really hope the power doesn't go out again. But theorizing the different, how are they able to get back so quickly? It was only like a 6-month ban for them or whatever when they were taking SARMs, and you see other people getting like 4 years for similar drugs. So like, what did they do to get all their lifters back, or the main ones back? Because I think they still have a couple that are popped. And I remember someone commented, and he's a strong lifter, but I think he's kind of delusional about what happens at the highest level. But he's like, 220 is not even that much. And I was like, the problem isn't that he lifted 220, it's that he made it like he could have power cleaned it. Like it was absurdly easy for multiple singles. And it's like, clearly, whatever he was doing prior to maintain or to get stronger was continuing. I mean, like he just front squatted like 310 or something. And it's just like, all right, we all know what's happening. To me, it's not so much like, are they on it or are they not? It's like, how are they actually able to go through the process and do that? Because they're supposed to be drug tested, they're supposed to be not on steroids, but like, how often are they actually drug tested? Probably very rarely, because it costs money to do a drug test. And they're probably getting an advance notification if there is one. So, hey Rod. Yeah, yeah, Nassar is Bulgarian. But yeah, that was funny too, is like 220 is a lot for anyone at any body weight, but it wasn't just the fact that he did 220. It was how, I mean, it would be like me doing a 130 power, I mean, a 130 clean and jerk. Like, yeah, there's weight on the bar, and it's like he had to do a full rep, but it's like did not look very difficult. Looked like he had 15 more kilos in him. And that's not just, it's just, you could see based on how it moved, it was a very routine lift for him. And did multiple singles. So, I mean, like, it's not the 220 is even in itself. It's that's already an impressive weight, even if that was like 100% of what he could do, but it was clearly not. And I think he's tried 230. I think he had his national, he did like 230 or something. or 231 or something. So like clearly it wasn't at that time, but um, that to me is a more interesting thing. Like I don't really find, I don't know, as I've experienced more weightlifting, like their training systems and their methodologies aren't really that interesting because they are all underpinned by the same thing that works extremely well no matter how you train, which is just taking anabolics. It's like that Kazakhstan research paper that I remember a couple weeks ago, or I don't even know how long ago, but like I was talking about, all the trainings that they would do, and it's like I can't imagine if they did half of that training that it wouldn't have been still quite effective when you have the underpin of we are blasting to the moon. And we are not just blasting and having to cycle off and time things and have to take, like, we were blasting and paying bribes. So, like, as far as like a scientific study, it probably was actually pretty valid when you assume that they didn't have to cycle on or off the supplementation that they were giving them. They were just full blast the whole time and just paying bribes. So they didn't even have to like taper off of anything. They just went full blast ahead. And once you're past the delusion that anyone at the top is natural, to me it's more interesting in like what are they actually doing to what kind of justification are they using to allow that. And I think that the president from Bahrain that has a lot of influence. I think he is probably influential in the acceptance of bribery or payments, or perhaps like they want to be profitable, so they're just drug testing less. I think the most honest interpretation of what is going on now is that they are just doing less drug tests overall, and so it's not necessarily a free for all. Not necessarily. Maybe they're in theory not even taking bribes, but literally they're just we're not drug testing as much. We're not doing as much out of competition. We're going to do less in competition because it literally costs money and it makes our sport worse to watch because then people get popped. So that would be my guess because as you see certain guys ramp up with the numbers that they're able to hit, it's just like, oh, we know what they have to do to achieve those kinds of things, and there's no repercussions for it as far as drug testing goes. And I don't know. I mean, we've seen it for years, so I mean, it's easier to continue to blasting and blasting and blasting. It's a lot easier for them just to continue what they have been doing for years and years and years versus to change anything because it's already kind of baked into the culture that you're just going to pay bribes, you're going to pay to play, as far as what you're going to do at the highest level, and if the government is okay with it, and I think that's like the difference of like you're not going to see it in like America or Australia or Japan. Like you're not going to see it as much in those countries because the governments aren't going to be as supportive of that sort of thing happening. But it's not to say that like there's just a South Korean lifter that was popped, and it's like you're either you're either going to have like extreme support like you would have in China or in some other country that's like really like probably done correctly through a doctor. That would be my guess with like countries like Japan and Korea. It's not that the government is allowing it or not allowing it. It's that it's probably mediated from a medical professional probably a lot more closely. Or maybe they're just all trained really hard and they're just all gifted and natural. That's probably what it is. They wouldn't take steroids. They just work extra hard. That's what I should do. I should just train harder. That's why I'm not getting stronger. That's why I can't snatch, 170 kilos. Actually spent a lot of time stretching my shoulders today, so be curious to see what the impact is on training today. My belief for the snatch balance is going to be 2 sets of 3 at about 90, And then 2 sets of 2 at 100. Honestly, feels like I warmed up a little bit. Like my shoulder warmed up quicker than normal, so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would think that they're on steroids. Every 20-year-old should be able to lift 500 pounds above their head. At like sub 10% body fat. Certainly gets your noggin a jogging about how they are able to do such great things. Once I saw the lights that everyone that like once like the bribe like the Icarus thing was like kind of like the big thing that opened my eyes like, oh, they're just all paying bribes. Like it's not even like, oh, we have to like cycle off. It's like, no, we just here, don't drug test me, and become like yeah. And once I realized that, then I was like, oh, like drug testing's kind of a joke, and all of these people that are at such extreme levels of strength, and not even just weightlifting, you can extrapolate it to track and field, you can extrapolate it to powerlifting. If they are not able to drug test weightlifters effectively, let's assume that they're attempting. Let's give them all benefit of the doubt. They're not doing bribes. They're trying to drug test these guys, and just everyone's taking all the correct drugs and cycling off perfectly and all of this stuff. Powerlifting, they don't do hardly anything at all. Like it's just going to be too. Like they literally don't have enough money to do anywhere near what they would do for track and field or for weightlifting, and I don't necessarily think they would go so far as to accept bribes from people. I just think they just don't drug test that much. I have literally never been drug tested at any point in anything that I have ever done. Even in like when I play college sport, like it's just not something that happens a lot. It's very random and very expensive to do, so they just don't do it. I had to get drug tested before I get my teaching license. Or teaching job, one of the two. I think before my teaching job, it was like right around that same time. So I mean, I graduated in 2016 and I started teaching in 2016. So at some point that year, I was drug tested. I remember being like nervous for it, but like, then, what if something did pile? I don't know, just like that paranoia of like, what if something did like randomly? Yeah, you're actually on meth. Like, oh my gosh. That pre-workout you took? Yeah, it actually just has cocaine in it. Sorry. Ruined your life. But, no, it's just not something that happens in low-level sports. I mean, really at all. But, yes. Yeah, I have the forbidden pre-workout. There is a weightlifter. I don't think they were very strong. Like there was someone that lifted in like Scotland or England or like one of the United Kingdom countries, and what you may call it, they were at like their nationals. So it'd be like me going to USAW nationals. Someone was there got popped for cocaine, and they were like 38 and a master's lift. Like it wasn't like someone trying to get an edge. What's up, Ivan? Dude, dope. I hope you're not staying. I don't know what time it is in Australia. I know I had one person here that was from New Zealand. So hopefully it's not too late or too early, because I know your time zones. It's all kinds of messed up. But I hope you're doing well, Ivan. I've been seeing you've been going live a lot more. Sometimes it's while I'm up, but man, we got a celebrity here. I do have squats on the docket today, but I got snatch balances first, and then front squat plus jerk, and then front squats. A lot of squatty boys. But I guess these are kind of squats, snatch balances. Throw on a red. It's 10 a.m. Dude, I appreciate you stopping by. I've been watching you for years. Your kind of video structure kind of, I was kind of doing commentary a little bit stuff before, but just the consistency of like always talking about lifting, I was like, yeah, that's what I have to, try to emulate in a lot of ways. So, I've tried to kind of, I don't know, I think with your squat every day, it's like you're telling a story about your lifting, and that's what I've tried to do somewhat, but like you, I have a normal job, so I don't spend my whole life on YouTube. But when you lift every day, and I got a shed, kind of like you got the garage, I kind of can record a lot. It really is, and I had the space since I moved here in 2017, and I'd use it occasionally. But when COVID hit, that's when I was like, all the gyms were closed, so I was like, I have to lift out here, and not just lift, but like go at it, go heavy, if I wanted to actually like still train normally. So that was like kind of how I trained before. It's just like I'll do lifts, but I'm not gonna like max out or anything crazy in here. But then once COVID happened, I was like, well. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to lift heavy at the gym is, so I got to build the confidence of being in a smaller space. Because the wood, I don't know metrics for feet to meters or whatever, but the wood is 4x8, but I had to trim it down, so it's about 7 feet. So I mean, I'm 5'11", so I mean 7 feet for the length. The width is, I got tons of space in the height, but. Yeah, it comes in useful. I mean, even today it was storming. So, like, I wouldn't have wanted to go to the gym anyway, but my gym in the summer, or my gym right now, they're renovating or building their new building. So their temporary space is not really nice right now for kind of weightlifting stuff. Just more cramped. So it's nice I can just do whatever out here. But Ivan, you had a good amount of time where like all your videos would come out in the morning for like USA time. So I'd like wake up and then like be eating breakfast and watch a new Ivan video and then just go to work. It was like for a while it was part of my routine. Because it was always out at like 6 a.m. or whatever here. So by the time I was up, it was out. So eat breakfast and watching YouTube. The lives I don't catch as much, but those are just kind of because they're at random times. But all right, so we did what, 2 reps? We got reps of 3. Reps, sets of 3, 2 by 3. I haven't done reps in a snatch balance in a hot minute. Whew. Yeah, and I mean, you don't have an excuse when you just have to walk out and be motivated. I think that's the hardest part. Training at home is not necessarily having motivation, but the consistent. I mean, when you're so close to sleeping and relaxing. Yeah, I wouldn't have enough for a power rack in here. Well, that was a nice thing with the old space at the gym. It was always really nice and never really super packed, so I didn't have to worry about that too much. But with the current gym space for the summer, it's just too small of a space. And the only platform I'd be able to lift on is the only one that people can deadlift on. And so now, like, the traffic will get too bad as far as the amount of people. Plus, it's 30 minutes away. It's the summer, so I don't really have a huge drive to go there and be potentially griefing people for the space to deadlift. But yeah, there's not a lot of good weightlifting gyms around, unfortunately. Closest one is like $100 a month, which is I would argue ridiculous. That's like 35 or whatever. Plus the owners chill, super strong. Yeah, Ivan, if you want to see the people that lift at the gym I go to, which is like a powerlifting gym, look up Raw Performance. It's a gym in Ohio, and you see like Rob and all of they call them the hogs. They're crazy strong, and they're really chill guys. So I don't really have a weightlifting gym environment, but I get to be around crazy strong people. You can look them up too, Daniel, if you want to see the hogs. Oh. All right, second set of 3. But you're right, Daniel, I should go to 100. Even though I didn't look at the chat, too blind, we're gonna do 100. See if I can do it for 3. Actually felt good. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Ivan. Daniel's always by my side. Wow. Nice. Alright, so we did 90. We're gonna go to 110 now and do a dibble. That's anticipating a squat. Hey, appreciate it, Ivan. I appreciate you stopping by. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your morning. Holy cow! I did a squat though. I just had to throw the weight above my head before I did it. Dabble on suppressors. Alright, we're gonna do 110 now. Try to do a double. I mean, I guess at some point I might have to pick up my trash in, but it's supposed to storm again. I don't know if I want to bother. Alright. Break out the brake cord. Break out the brake cord. Oi! Alright. Oh. Still feeling pretty good. I feel like it's probably honestly the mobility that's helped. Like I feel like my balance is better. Like when I'm pushing up, I feel like I'm not trying to keep the bar in a position. I'm just going up. If that makes sense. Shane Hunt. Oh yeah, he's very strong. He's very jacked too. It's crazy because he's strong like a powerlifter, but it's also looks like a bodybuilder too. All right, so that was. Means we gotta try. We gotta try 120 now for a double. Yeah, but the wrist loosened up really nice. It was a little achy on like the very first set, but it's like when I'm up, it just feels like I'm just like overhead pressing up, like that kind of feeling where you're just going straight up. Bar is definitely a little bit, I want to say further behind me, but like in a better position behind me, especially the left. That's like typically where I'll fail is if my left shoulder is rolled up a little bit. It's cheap too. That's the best part. It's nice and cheap. Like your mom. Absolute toxicity. Unprovoked. That's what I'm about. It's very humid though, but it does make sense. Alright. So 120 for 2 will be good. Last week, actually got up to 130 for a single. Well, we're gonna have to make sure this moves well. Only fits in my hard cuts. Sounds a little suspicious. Screw it. We're going for copyrights. Alright. 120 por dos. Come on. Oh, I was lazy on that though. Oh. Immediately knew as soon as I threw it up, it was in front, and I'm glad I just dropped it. I didn't really try to fight it that hard. It was just lazy. Oh. Bloody Brazil. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what Bloody Brazil is, but alright. Don't even love you anymore. I'm a weightlifter, not a jukebox. For real though, always get copyright strikes out here in the shed. They act like this is a substitute for the real thing. It's toxic. Alright. Time to man up. Ah! Come on, wake up. Lock the doors. There's no reason I can't do it for one. To actually man up and do it. I actually just need to not be a scared little kid. I actually remember to drink water too. We'll bring Devin back. do that the first time. So I spiked this phone on the ground. Ugh. Man, one more time. The two-step. Is that the drums? That's the part I like. I like it when they hit it the drums. One more rep. 135. Do it if I just don't act like a little scared child. Too wiggly. It's alright though. Too wiggly. See, the 120s that I missed should have been easy. And then that's like too difficult. But It's alright though. Manned up for the 120. I did put it's old music, but it's new to the playlist. It's by a band called Red Sun Rising. They were, I guess they had some national popularity, but we're local. I had 3 new songs. This song's called Numbers by Red Sun Rising. I like it. They had another song I couldn't find, but it was like on an old demo or something. I don't think they ever actually made it into any of their albums. I don't think this song did either. But they had like a demo. That's how my friend that did a band when he was in high school actually told me about them. But they were really, I mean, obviously really small back then. But I think they broke up, I guess. But they, like the lead singer did something else different. Oh, I'm getting griefed by my Wi-Fi not reaching all the way out here. There it goes. Oh, all right. Well, that's doing it. I'll get the bar back on there. My Wi-Fi is... I mean, Wi-Fi is fine. It just doesn't reach out to my backyard. Kind of want to just see if I can get it to actually just play. Remember when I heard this one, I was like, oh, this is like actually like an actual band. And sometimes you hear local stuff and it's just like, yeah, it's like, it's not bad, but it's just like, you know, it doesn't have that long-term potential. So I think they were a band till like 2020. So I think they had 6-7 years of like albums, or of like success. And then they were a band before that for a couple of years. I feel like I had them on a CD. Nickelback. Oh, Red Sun Rising. The local Akron, Ohio band. Same place that the Black Keys came from. And I feel like this is... I put this on my playlist from them. I don't think I like this one as much. But I had like a good guitar for a little bit. Red Dawn. It's toxic. Can't making fun of my local countrymen. Yes. They had a song that I really liked the intro of, but it was like on their first demo, and I don't think they ever. I think I legitimately had it on a CD. But I remember really liking that song. I did discover this song as well. I guess someone on my Instagram posted it in their story. Endless Heights. You know, none of the music we make in the Balkans here has pig squealing in it, so is it truly good music? I guess maybe not. If I wanted to find your music, I'd just go to the farm and put the microphone right next to the pig pen. Oh, you can't even make a pig squealing. Can't even breathe. I'm about to just only play Red Sun Rising. How about that? How about that? This band or the Red Sun Rising? This one's called Endless Heights, Part of Your Life. This is a different band, though. This and that. Oh, this band, or I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, but it came up on like my okay, getting griefed. All right, my YouTube music is actually griefing me. Let's see. Now this song is a little crazy. This song is everything and nothing at the same time. Alright. We have Front Squad, York. I don't know if I like it though. I just like the bass at the beginning. He was slapping the bass. I have not listened to New Under Oath. I think they're an Ohio band, aren't they? But I never, so as you can tell from a lot of my music, I never really got into like the hardcore like screaming stuff. That sort of genre, or that like push to like, I necessarily want to call it emo because it's not a true description of it, but like I never truly got to like, oh yeah, I want to hear all the screamy stuff. I want to hear anger. I want to hear them be mad. But you know, I don't feel too bad about the. I felt like Under Oath has a song called Ohio is for Lovers. Unless I'm thinking of another band. Who made Ohio is for Lovers? Oh, Hawthorne Heights. That's what I'm thinking of. You're probably Dance Gavin? Alright. This is going to get controversial. In fact, it's so controversial, I'm going to do my next set, then I'll come back and I'll talk about Davin Gantz, or whatever. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But, Hawthorne Heights, I think it's similar to Under Oath in that regard, where they have, like, that screaming, but, yeah, Under Oath, I never really got into. Same with Hawthorne Heights, that same kind of thing. I only know that song because that has Ohio in the name. But let me hit this set, then I'll talk Matt smack about Dance Gavin Dance.
Money out.
When I originally heard this song, I was like, this band has a ton of potential. I mean, like, as far as bands go, like, they had a lot of success relative to, how most bands do. But I heard this one, like, if they can get their sound, so I felt like this song was, like, not necessarily disjointed, but, like, it had a lot of individual, like, themes and parts that I liked, but I was like, it seemed just not one consistent thing. Like, it could have been 3 different songs, if that makes sense. But I was like, oh, if they can make more songs that sound like this, like, they're gonna be good. They did a lot. I'll give them credit. I hadn't thought about them in a while, and I was trying to find that old song. But, yeah. But, whatchamacallit? Scary kids, scary kids. Dance, Gavin, dance. I have several friends that like that band a lot, and I can't stand the sound of that band, the singer of it. It just sound really mean, but I don't necessarily think he's bad at singing. The guy that does like the high pitched voice, but I can't I can't really explain it, but I get like a visceral like it just sound like I just want to throw something. I just want to throw the sound away. And I know I've tried to listen to it because a couple of my friends they love it. They listen to them all the time, and I'm just like, they gotta have something that's good, and I can see why people like. That's like when you're talking about something like Taylor Swift, I don't understand how people like because it sounds like crap. Everything does with it, but like with Dance Gavin Dance, I could see why people like it. I just can't stand anything. As soon as he starts squeaking in the song, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't. And I don't know what it is. I don't know how to exactly describe what I don't like about it. But I mean, I guess in essence, the pitch of the guy's voice is infuriating, and I don't really have a good explanation as to why. The high pitched sing voice, because I went to like their most popular songs, and so like even if they've had different singers, they will try to sing the same way as far as like the high pitched. Like we'll play a dance. Okay. We'll go. If one will play, because I'm on questionable Wi-Fi. We'll go to "We Own the Night," 21 million views, and I will get infuriated like immediately. Like that, like right there. I literally already don't like it. But I gave it a chance. I remember listening to this one. I was like, I gave it a chance. No, I'm getting grief by my internet. But like, to me, it just sounds, I guess, kind of like similar to, in my mind, like how the Under Oath and like that kind of like emo type music that I never really got into. They all kind of like had that like, ooh, and then someone that was like, ah, like that, like the clean vocals. It's not to say that the guy's bad at singing. I don't like the pitch of the. I don't like the cut of his jib. That's what it comes down to. I don't like the. So like this part's fine. Once he starts yelling, then I'm just like, all right, brother. Yeah, I mean, like, the music is good. Like, structurally, there's not. It has all the parts that I should enjoy. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But like the sound of this voice, like I just don't like that sound, and it's. I and it's funny too because it's not as if like it's falsetto or whatever he's doing, but it's not like I just can't stand that like high pitched falsetto type voice. Because we'll go to here, and we'll go all the way to this is Black Shape. You should listen to, unironically, unsarcastically. Their jib I like the cut of. Well, this is the end of the one song. If you like guitar stuff as well, like the whole album is just like such a good. It's only one song that has vocals in it, and the rest are just music. Black Shape. probably looks backwards. But Black Shape. It's like very few bands recent, like in probably 10 years, I've like sat and listened to like the whole album, and this is one that I could listen to the whole album. Can't find the other clip. Butter. Good butter. Wait, Black Shape did? Hold up. If they just did, that news to me. I thought you were talking about the band. I got all excited. Their album. They only have one album, and it's in 2021. Yeah. But like, it's crazy. They had a live perform, or they did like a live, version of it, I suppose. But like, he sounds exactly the same, and it's actually crazy. Go to the same part. It will load. I need to just bring my internet router out here. But who are you saying that? Who dropped an album 2 weeks ago? The Emma Rosa band? I'll take your word for it. I'm done searching up new music while I'm training. My phone is not the best connection to the internet. Alright. Oh, drinking? I don't think that's them, though. No. It's Black Shape. It's all one word. So the one that you saw has that up there. The Black Shape should have an album that looks like that, and they only have one from 2021. And they have a music YouTube page as well. So like you might see that one as well. Like they have the yeah, I don't know what that other band is, but That's the one I'm talking about. So if you find their album, it's just their album song or their song names are all Roman numerals, and the most popular song is an acronym. The whole that's why it has a bunch of random letters in it. Um, but it is buttery. Wow, I really don't want to do front spot plus jerks. The AI said to do 2+1. 2+1. What kind of toxic stuff is that, though? Alright, that's heavy. Yeah, I mean, it really kind of is. Oh. I was gonna, in theory, make it 2+2, but as you saw there, like I don't want to catch the re-rack. I really don't want to do 4 sets though. It sounds actually horrendous. Probably means I should do it. But like the percentage, I think it was originally like 150. It's a weird percentage because like obviously I'm not gonna base it off my best front squat or like my best lifetime jerk, so it's kind of a subjective weight that I need to pick for something like this. This is where like percentages become valuable because they're not a consistent thing between exercises. Like this one is like, what do you base it off? Like my best clean jerk I've done from the ground, my best jerk from the rack. I mean, which is the same from the ground, but like, I base it off what I think I can jerk at this time, or what my best looking one is. It's just like, it's very subjective. But obviously the goal is to be able to get to heavier and heavier weights. But definitely not doing 2+2s, but maybe we'll try to do 4. I definitely went way too hard on snatch balances. Part of me just wants to stop training now and just go in. I think I'm gonna throw a belt on though. we're gonna hope that the next 120 is easy. I can catch the re-rack, because then we'll just go up. But I definitely want to do the same weight again. Definitely. Alright, I got about 30 minutes before there's a chance of hurricane weather. Oh, we gotta keep it moving. Got to be cooking. Right now it's just hardware dough. Oh. It's not fun to catch a re-rack. Alright, we're gonna turn the AC on at my house. Hold on. It's so loud. I don't want to listen to it when I'm in the house trying to listen to stuff. Alright. Four sets is definitely too much. Press my soul. We're jumping at 140. We're putting the heavy ROPS on. Bluetooth AC. Well, when I turn off my YouTube stream, it disconnects. Because I have an app that connects to my AC in the house. But I want it to be, cold at night so I, sleep better. But if I can get it to be cold when I go in there, then it's better. But we're gonna do one more set. We're gonna do 140, 2 plus 1. There's nothing is nothing. Maximum confidence. Time to make it a D. And I oop. And I oop. All right. Whoa! When the bar is on your knees, fully erect under the bar in the bottomless squat position, it feels... I'd rather quit lifting than to do a Zercher squat. I think Zerchers are overrated and pointless and terrible. I can't think of one good reason to do it. It feels... I've never done one, and so I'm speaking out of my butt, but it looks like... And it would seem to be the most painful movement when you could just literally do a squat. Gotta do a Zercher, like, or I could do a front squat and feel better about myself and lift more weight. Zercher though, it's just... It hurts thinking about it. Yeah, they look too difficult. I'm not trying to... I just want to look strong. I don't want to actually be strong. That's why I don't do Zerchers. I feel like I would just rip my biceps doing it. Sorry. Ouch. Ouch. Ay. Ouch. 140. I settle down. That's good. Good. It's good to flip. Put some ass in it. was difícil. Whew. Ah. Ooh. I don't want to do more front squats. Oh. You'll do that. Alright, Abba Jim. You'll do it and you'll like it. There's a ghost in here. This shit's haunted. I can't lift anymore. There's a ghost in here. You hear it? Spooky. That's what I'm saying. Ghosts and barking spiders. It's not safe. Well, I do have kind of an option with front squats. So the way that it was programmed was to do 3 sets of 3, and the percentage put it around 150 kilos. And one of the recommendations that it gave me, when I talked about my weaknesses and stuff, was to potentially have the first front squat session of the week be heavier in terms of volume. So 5 sets of 3 instead of 3 sets of 3. So what I will probably do, I mean, for sure we'll do 70, 120, 150, and then kind of see how they're feeling with that kind of weight. If something does feel kind of weird though, I don't mind stopping because I have done a lot of good work today. So. So we'll do 3 here as well. 3 at 50. Kind of have pulls too, but those I can really actually do tomorrow and it not be a big deal. So they're only at 120. It's better to have front squats on this day because I'm going to front squat again on Thursday. Pulls I can kind of just do whenever. Especially lighter pulls, they're not going to get in the way much. Oh, those suck. Why can't I be a 4'11" Turkish man when I do front squats? It's not fair. I want to be tall my whole life until I started squatting. Nothing makes you hate your height more than squatting. Is it possible to do like the reverse height surgery? You know, people get the limb lengthening. Can I shorten my limbs a little bit? Be like 5'7", 5'6", you know, make my squat more efficient. I'm sure that would work fine. Just take that extra bone they cut off and just put it parallel to my bone that I still have, so it's doubly strong. Reinforce it. I can squat 1,200 pounds. Checkmate. Checkmate, Ray Williams. I won't need a reinforced vertebrae. My fingers would be so short, I'll just be perfectly upright. Cotton. Exactly. That's the dream pod right there. Fine, I'll do 155. If this feels okay, then I'll go up to 165 for 3. But it has to feel good. One 20 didn't feel bad or anything, but you never know with my wrist. I'm trying to break my wrist to do a triple. Right. Oh, yeah. No, baby, it's on. Down into the damn it, that felt fine. Oh, I guess I can go up. That couldn't have been more difficult. Especially because I jumped 120 to 155. About to just stop sleeping and eating so I can get weaker. Great, I'm getting stronger. I gotta have weight. What kind of scam is this? Oh, 170. Ew. Ew. Oh. Gross. Ew. Icky. Redoing the wraps. I don't care what you say. I'm about to just buy steel wraps to wrap around my joints. Hey. Oh. Brother, may I have some oats? Hit it. I hit that note. Oh, getting stronger is a scam. Don't do it. Ooh. I don't know, maybe Wisp will get me through. Some shoegaze. Oh, get these bad boys on! If I believe that I can, then I shall be able to. I just gotta try my hardest and believe in myself. And I will be the next Hokage. The more effective strat is to delude yourself and gaslight yourself that the weight isn't that much more. Why you tell yourself 15 more kilos? You don't tell yourself how many more pounds. Because 15 kilos weighs less than however many pounds it is. It's just math. Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I don't love you anymore.
Ah! Alright! Get it! Ah! Don't have a pro rack anymore. There's nothing left to push through. Can't be too disappointed in a double at 170 though. Oh, we'll do our pulls. We'll do the freaking pulls, man. But I had a chance at doing it for 3. It wasn't too far off, but there was just nothing to push from on that last one. So that'd be all right though. That'd be all right though. All right, what we're gonna do? 3 sets of 3 at 120 in the snatch pull, and then call her a day. But that's enough. I don't want to do more front squats. That's that is that is the truth. But and to be honest, I have actually got a decent amount of volume. I mean, if we just look at just purely the front squats that I've done at the front squat plus jerk, doing the essentially I mean, if you have the jerk in, but a 2 plus 1 at 120 for 2 sets, and then 1 at 140, so that's really 3 doubles. And then, I mean, the triple at 70 doesn't really count, but the triple at 120 is enough weight for it to almost count towards volume. And then a 155 for 3. So it about was it 6 reps of volume from the front squat plus jerk, and then 6 more, so 12 reps, and then 2 more, so 14. So like 14 like decent reps in the with appreciable weight. So I mean, not too bad. Actually marked, but we're gonna cluster these 3 and get it done, get her done. Oh. Alright. We done. It's a lot of work. Mucho trabajo. Deuces.